Hey, we're doing Fall Glam today, courtesy of BoxyCharm. They gifted me the November box, which included this Natasha Denona Peak palette. It has 5 shades in it. You get 4 mattes, 1 shimmer, and this palette is exclusive to this BoxyCharm November box. I've wanted to try these eyeshadows for a really long time, so I was super excited to receive this in my box, and we're gonna get into this look. So as always, I have one eye already done, and we are gonna work on this second eye. Usually I already have one eye prepped with concealer, but in this box I also received this Alamar Cosmetics Primero Primer Long Wear Sticky Pigment Base. And this was in the November BoxyCharm box, and it's a water-based primer that is designed to glue eyeshadow to the lid, so it can also be used as a base for a glitter if you want to use it for that, and you can mix it with your concealer so you can get a more customized tone to the base. I'm just gonna mix it on a little palette. You can see how light this is, so by mixing them together, I am deepening it a bit so it's not as light when I apply it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my eyelid area. And this is pretty tacky, so I do think that it would work well if you need to hold glitters in place. I love that it's customizable with your concealer, because sometimes bases can be a little too light for me, and it's nice that you can mix this with concealer and it doesn't lose the tackiness. And I'm just tapping it in with my finger to remove any excess. I don't want too much on the lid. If you use too much primer, it gets harder to move your eyeshadow around, so it's like counteractive to what you wanted to be doing because you use too much. So we're gonna get started with a kind of big eyeshadow brush, and we're gonna go with Amar. All of the colors in this palette are warm toned, so I do think it's perfect for fall. And the pigment on these is just beautiful. They're really soft and buttery, and I haven't noticed a lot of fallout, so that's really nice. They're getting the pigment where you want it and not all over your face. So I'm just gonna cover my entire lid area with this color. It's more of like a, kind of like a peachy orange is what it's giving me. I don't know if that's a color, but that's kind of like what I'm feeling. I'm gonna clean off my brush and then just buff out the edges just a little bit, just to make sure that there's, you know, some blending there. And all of these eyeshadows are from some of Natasha Denona's favorite palettes. So this palette is kind of a mix and match of shades that are in previous releases. So it was perfect for me as someone who hasn't tried her products before to be able to get some of the favorites all in one palette that has a beautiful color story. I'm gonna go in with Jasper. It's the orangey matte color, and I'm gonna focus that on my inner corner area and on the lower lash line. So I'm really just carving out some definition in this inner area here, and I'm gonna blend this over. So I'm taking it all the way to the brow bone and blending it over. I think oranges and peaches and rusty tones always give good fall vibes. You can never go wrong with those tones when you're doing a fall look. And I'm just really packing that color into this inner area, and then I'm gonna blend it outward. But I do want to make sure I have a good amount of color right there. I kind of want it to like fade out at the end there. So I'm not putting more color there. I'm just letting this sort of do its thing all the way over. I'm not blending too much here because, again, I want that color, that pigment, to be more concentrated there. So I'm not blending too much because I don't want to blend it away. And I'm going to go in with a more pointed fluff brush and just smudge this onto the lower lash line. And according to BoxyCharm, this palette retails for $48. So this is a good deal because this box retails for $25, and you can only get this palette in this box. On my lower lash line, I'm taking this almost all the way to the inner corner. So I'm leaving this little area open but I'm going just right up to it. We're gonna stick with this same brush and go in with Thorn, which is the brown color in this palette. And we're gonna use that to deepen that inner corner area and also for part of our wing. So I'm just taking it and focusing more on this area right here, that like immediate inner corner crease-ish area. And that's just gonna add some depth. This brown is really pretty. It's deep without being too deep. You know, sometimes browns can be sort of muddy and sort of too dark. This one is just right, especially for like a more soft, smoky look. Instead of going all the way up, we're just gonna focus it right in here. And these blend really beautifully together, like really easily. You don't have to do a lot of work to get them to kind of melt into each other. We're gonna press pause on that palette just for a second because I gotta grab a black to start the wing. So I'm just grabbing a black eyeshadow and I'm using an angled eyeliner brush, and we're gonna start with the bottom lash line. And I'm not taking it all the way across. As you can see on this eye, it stops just short of that like really inner corner area. So that's the same thing I'm gonna do here. And I'm not worried about it being super precise because we are gonna go in with the brown from the palette and smoke it out just a little bit. And now we're gonna go ahead and do the wing shape. So I'm just going to bring this up to the top, and we're not going to go as far out to start. We're gonna blend our way out to the drama. And I'm gonna create my line to make the wing. And again, dipping your brush like on the side and getting the shadow there, and then drawing it may help you if you struggle with a wing, because it gives you a wider area to work with rather than trying to do it on the skinny side. Let's just make sure it's filled in at the bottom. Let's go back to the brown in our palette and pick some of that up and then just work it underneath the black to kind of smoke it out, soften it a little bit, give it a little bit of oomph. So I'm just going directly under that black and smudging them together. And that also brings it into that orange shade a little bit so that it's not a stark contrast right there. And we're also gonna do it going up here and now on the top of the black. And that's gonna make this wing bigger and more dramatic. So again, I'm just smudging and blending them together. And I'm gonna take the brown a little bit further in and line the top lash line just a little bit. Using a small pointed brush, we're gonna go in with Shine, which is this beautiful shimmery gold, and just kind of highlight that inner corner area. So I'm just taking it right above where the fold in my eye is. I'm taking it right above there. And you can see like how pigmented this is. This color is gorgeous. And I'm also gonna bring it down into the corner. And then we're just gonna blend it out. Now that I've got it on there, I'm just gonna blend it a little so it's not just a harsh line. And then we'll go on one more time and intensify it where we want that intensity. So I'm gonna go back in and just focus it right in here. And last but not least, we're gonna use Aya, which is the lightest matte in this palette, and a flat eyeshadow brush for the brow bone highlight. And I'm really just gonna place this right under the arch. So I'm just tapping it in there for a little highlight. And to finish this off, I'm gonna give the top lash line a tight line, and I'm using my Rockins Cosmetics Big Fat Liner, which I got in my last BoxyCharm box. And I'm taking this really close to the lash line all the way across the top. and really just to darken that area near the lash line. I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Kush Waterproof Mascara. This was also in the November BoxyCharm box, and this is a black mascara that has a thickening heart-shaped fiber, and it has conditioning hemp-derived cannabis seed oil, which is going to make your lashes pop. I really just do a thin coat on the top since I'm going to put on fake lashes, and I'm going to give my bottom lashes a really nice coat because they're going to stay out. So this is the final look. I finished off with a warm, sort of berry-ish toned gloss combination. I hope that you enjoyed this fall glam look. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I have a new video every single Friday, and click the notification bell so you can be reminded when there is a new video, and I will see you next week.